and capitalize on them.
Yeah.
I hope that I'm not asking you to be a traitor here by divulging any of this information, but how do you beat Tom Brady? I know the answer. Big Cat knows the answer.
Yeah.
You got to get him off the spot.
Well,
No, in a way, yeah.
You're close.
You got to get him off the spot.
Keep going.
How do you get him off the spot?
Pressure up the middle.
With how many linemen?
I like to P-drop. If you could P-drop and put max coverage and then disguise very well, which is hard to disguise against Tom because he's seen all the disguises, but if you can somehow mess with like his formation indicators like Indianapolis did to us like 6 years ago or 4 years ago, where they would have a man indicator, but then it wouldn't be man. They drop into like a cover 6 or something. Those are the things that like you don't prepare for.
Okay.
And so Big Cat has a way to do it
Yeah.
too.
You got pressure with 4. If you get pressure with 4.
Got to get home.
Yeah. You
Got
heat him
it.
up. You heat him up with 4.
Then you put max coverage.
Yeah. You heat him up with 4, and
Then you put
it's
then
lights
you put,
out.
Then you gotta double like a good player.
Yeah. Of course.
I would just say, well, you got to bracket Gronk. You got to bracket Randy Moss. You got to bracket Wes Welker.
It was always
Cover 5.
Yeah.
Cover 5.
It was just the best. The
Cover
best.
5 is 2-man, so then you have 2. So you're taking away the seams.
This is really though how like the media would talk.
of
They'd
course.
be like Tom Brady lost 2 Super Bowls and he's won 7, or he lost 3. But like what's the recipe? You gotta get home with 4. It's like, well, yeah, if every team could do that, that would be great.
Yeah, if every team has Michael Strahan and O.C. Manure, that helps.
Yeah, that would be sick if we could get pressure with 4.
Yep.
Do you have any communication with Bill Belichick since that you retired? I feel like he's the type of guy who like warms up to you immediately when you're no longer his responsibility.
No, well, I did have a couple things on the show Inside the NFL where I was kind of mocking him or
you
doing
did
that.
You did a voice.
Yeah, I did a voice, a couple impressions.
Yep.
And so when I went back there for a game. I saw him and I'm like, hey, coach, and I didn't know how to react because he said something in the media. Greg Hill called him out and was like, hey, you hear about Edelman impersonating you? And he goes, yeah, he gave one of his snarks.
Did it again.
Yeah. And so I'm kind of sweating. I'm on the sideline before the game, and coach comes up and I'm like, hey, coach, I'm just kind of messing around. Like, yeah, you're all right. I'm like, we're good. We're golden. That means, I got to see where the line's at.
Yeah,
I got to see where the line's at. And I guess I haven't hit that line yet.
Yeah.
But, no, it was so crazy. So I retired this offseason, and I haven't seen him. And I end up going to some little shindig, and he was there. And it's been publicized that I was doing Inside the NFL for 5 months. And so he looks at me and goes, hey, so what are you up to now? I'm like, I'm doing Inside the NFL. And he looks at me and he goes, oh, you're doing media? And I go, yeah, it's gonna be kind of fun. I didn't know what I could say to him.
Right.
Right. He's scary. He's intimidating. And so he goes, now look, you can't be a homer.
That's great.
He's feeling you out.
Yeah, he's like,
are you gonna keep your mouth shut?
No, he goes, if you have to motherfuck us, you can motherfuck us.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so but it felt like a mafia meeting.
Yeah.
You were but it was cool.
I actually would have, when you start telling that story, I would have thought that Belichick would be like, hey, don't say anything about how it's done. But that's perfectly Belichick to be like, no, you have to be truthful and honest because that's the only way we'll get better.
Exactly.
He's telling you do your job.
Yeah.
He was telling me to do it.
That's so perfect.
Yeah. But it was fresh out of a movie. I was at a Bronx Tale in an Italian restaurant, and I see the old mob boss.
Yeah, that's fucking
It'd just be a real shame if somebody were to say anything about the time that they spent here. It'd be a shame.
Yeah.
Have a good night, Julie.
Yeah.
If he
just starts reading your parents' address to you.
is your dad still
is Frank still at this place?
Nah, he's still a good. I mean, he's actually, he's a personable guy when you get him in the right environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to my last question, then we'll get to Billy's couple questions here, and then we'll get to our weekend preview. So are you going to read the Seth Wickersham book?
No. What?
You know,
It's Better to Be
a
Feared?
book. Yeah.
Better to be feared?
You lived it, so you don't really need to read it.
Yeah. No, I don't. Not a book guy.
That's good. Now that's a Belichick answer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's Belichick still having his grips on Jules.
If he had told you, like, when you met him on the field, if he had been, like, you know, a little bit upset about the impressions or whatever, and he'd been like, take a lap, Jules, do you think, like, instinctively you would have started jogging?
Yes.
Yeah.
Immediately. How far? How many, Coach?
Yes, I got you.
I do have one last actual football question. The new quarterback, Mac Jones.
Yeah.
What's your grade on him? What's your read on old Mackie?
I think he's doing well.
McCorkle.
I think he's doing well. I mean, they're not doing great. I mean, their red area offense needs some help, and they need to create some more explosion plays. But as far as seeing, you know, a kid come in and retain the offense and see what plays they're running and see his quarterback clock and his clicking ability from certain reads, it's been pretty impressive. And guys that I've talked to that are still there are impressed with him and how he's been able to digest the playbook and the offensive scheme. So, you know, it's exciting for him. And I think he just he's got that kind of like even-keeled, like, cool, collect kind of attitude if you see him, you know what I mean? And if he continues that, you know, I think the big plays will come and he'll learn how to play. And there's games within games that, you know, once you get the offense down, and you can start doing those things. And, you know, if he continues to improve and believe in the system, I think he's going to be a pretty good quarterback.
It's really hard to have patience with, like, rookie quarterbacks, but you have to, like, constantly remind yourself.
Yeah, but it's been like he hasn't made like real bad football plays. He's made a couple like doy plays.
Yeah.
I like that. I know which doy play
You know
you're
what I
talking
mean?
about.
Yeah, the one where he like
threw it backwards. Yeah,
like,
yes.
But like he hasn't.
Doy play.
That's better than head scratchers.
Doy play is a great play.
But like we watch these other quarterbacks, and you
Oh, like, yeah, Zach Wilson's got some doy plays.
A lot of doys. But also, I don't think the play calling has been as
I
great
agree
for
with
him.
you.
You know what I mean?
I think I think you could actually go down the list of, like, Justin Fields has had a couple doy plays.
Yeah.
And the offense hasn't
But
like
also,
fully stretched it yet for him.
But also with what I'm most impressed about with Mac is his ability to like sidestep a guy in the pocket, step up, keep his eyes downfield, like we were, you know, talking about earlier today, and be able to deliver a ball that was like his fourth read, that he went from his first to like his fourth because he saw it somehow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like those are things that you don't see very often from younger quarterbacks. That calm, cool, collect, and his pocket awareness. He's not mobile by any means, but like his ability to move in the pocket, step up when, you know, the guys are running the hump, the DNs are running the hump. You step up in the pocket, but you don't get all flustered and stuff. You still stay in the read. Like he's been doing that. You know, he has a lot to improve on, but he's got a good foundation going.
I like that, the functional mobility that certain quarterbacks have.
Yeah.
So like he's not going to set any rushing yardage records, but
No.
but he can move in the pocket.
It's like Tom. Tom's
Yeah.
the GOAT at that. Like that's what Tom's really insane at. Like having a sixth sense where, you know, all right, they're gonna get him. He steps up in the pocket, he slides to his right, then he finds his guy and he doinks it out.
Yeah. Am I wrong though to think that a team like the Patriots is a big advantage for a quarterback that's going to give him help in training him to keep his eyes downfield? Because the way that I know that you guys coached up there and that you played is that if you're running the fourth option as a receiver, you're running that route like you're the primary guy. Like you don't take plays off at receivers, even if you don't think that the ball is going to come to you. If the play's designed to go to one guy, everybody is doing that. And I think on teams that might not have the same amount of coaching or the same level of detail, you'll get guys that dog a couple routes here and there.
I definitely think his ecosystem was the best out of all the rookies that are entering the league this year.
Yeah.
You know, just as far as and I'm not biased, but that's all I really know because I was in that system. But also just how the team is built, the money that they spent, and the defense that they have, and the coaches that they have. like those guys are going to be there for a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not
Stability
like
there.
Yeah.
It's a stability there. Usually when you get a fresh quarterback, you're getting a fresh coach, a new play caller. These
You
guys
stink. Yeah. Right.
there's a lot of variables.
Yeah.
All right.